Hello there, this is Ashraf from Xenon Studios, here today with another tutorial. Today we are going to draw the concrete strip foundation to detail, as you can see in our diagram here. Perfect. So I'm going to start off by drawing the ground level. I'm going to start from the ground level and then we shall see what to do. Perfect. So grab your line tool and draw a line, and that is my ground level. Now we can see that just after the ground level we get our splash apron. Okay, and this splash apron is 200 by 400. The height is 200 and the length is 400. So grab your line. I'm going to draw that, and I don't want to draw it at the end point, so I'm going to snap at the end point and I'm going to move. It will create that X. That X symbolizes the extension. Okay, if yours is not working, then you can turn this on. Okay, simply come and turn this on. Perfect, it will work. So snap at the end point, then move. I'm going to stop around there. Then I'll draw a height of 200. Then I'll move this other side by a length of 400. Enter. Perfect. And that is our splash apron. Then after the splash apron, you can tell that we get the wall. So I'm going to draw a line. I'm going to snap here, but I don't want to start from there. I want to start from up this side. So I'll snap vertically just like that. Then I'll draw a line just up to, let's say, down there. I can still offset this line by a distance of 200. As you can see, our thickness is 200. So offset it to this other side. Escape from that command. Coming back to my ground level, you can see that that line actually stops at the wall. So I'll trim this other part away, and then the top side of the splash apron, that line continues by a distance that we don't know. So I'll stop it there. I'll stretch that line to there. Perfect. Okay, now I'll need to draw the oversight concrete, and I'm simply going to offset this line by a distance of 100. So 100, offset it. We can see that this portion is not there, and this portion is not there. Then we can see that there is the oversight concrete does not flush with the wall, so we need a depression there. So I've deleted that line there. I'm going to draw another one. Simply snap at the end point here and move inside by a small distance of, let's say, 35. Enter, and draw that just like that. And right there we have our our oversight concrete. Then next we have the floor finish and the DPC inside there. So simply, and this is usually 50, 20 in that range. So I'm going to offset this line by a distance of 50 up. Okay, 50. Now I can see that the DPC is actually dotted, so I'll need to split this line. How do I split a line? Simply come over here to modify, drop down arrow, then you have this option here, break at a point. Select it. It tells us to select the object. This is our object, and it tells us to specify first breakpoint, and this is our breakpoint. Perfect. So we've splitted the line. There are now two separate lines. So select this line and come over here to properties, then line type, then we need to change it to Autocad. If you don't have this option here in your workstation, simply press other. You'll come up with a menu like this one. Go to load, and then you have loads of line types here that you can select from. I'm using Autocad ISO 03W100, this one. So click it and say OK. Then I already have mine there, so okay. I already have mine there, so I won't click it, but click it on your end and select this line, change it to Autocad, and now it's dotted. Perfect. Then what you can do next is you can now include in the hardcore. The hardcore is 150. So I'm going to grab my line tool. The hardcore starts inside this wall. I need to snap at this endpoint right there. Then I need to move a distance of 150 down. So if I get that customer X, I'll simply type 150, enter. Then I need this to flash with this, so I'll snap at that endpoint, and perfect. The line will stop right there. Then we have the earth. We shall input that. Then with that we can now start working on our foundation. Okay, so this guy is telling us that the foundation strip is actually 1200 millimeters from the ground level. So from here up to the bottom of the foundation is 1200. So what can I do to draw my foundation? Simply going to get a line tool, hover over this, select that midpoint, don't click anything, then get that X and type 1200, enter, and perfect. That means this is the bottom of my foundation. Then I'm going to start by drawing this concrete strip, and it's a rectangle 600 by 200. Grab the rectangle tool, draw it anywhere on your workstation, say 600 by 200, enter, and here you have it. Now we need to move it and position it in the middle of this wall here. So select it, go to the move command. I want to move it using its midpoint. As you can see, the midpoint is snapping. Then I want to move it and position it in between this line and this line. So how can I do that? I could simply come over here, press shift on your keyboard. I want to press it in the midpoint of this point and the midpoint of that point. So press shift on your keyboard and then right click, then you'll get this option here, then say midpoint between 2 points, so that it will ask you what's the first point. So this is my first point, and what's your second point, and say this is your second point, and it will position it right there. Now I've gotten my strip positioned, but I need to adjust its height from the ground level. So I'll need to move it and place it on this line. So select it, same move, my base point is this, and then move it until it is seated on that line here. Okay, it's not sitting there. Grab this and there, X. Perfect. Now you need to trim this foundation wall so that it can sit on the strip. So select trim, enter, then trim that away. Perfect. And you don't need this line, it was only a guide. so you can delete it. Now what we need to do is to put this continuity symbol here and this other side. How do we do that? Simply come over here to Express Tools, press that, then you have this break line symbol here. Select it, and as you can see down here, it's telling me the block is the break line, then the size is 70, the extension is that. So you can check yours may not have a size of 70. What can you do to change the size? Just come over here to size right there, and it will tell you input a size of the break line symbol, and I'm going to input 75. So hit enter. The break line is 75. Now the size depends on the scale you're using. So it's telling me specify first point for break line, that's my first point. Specify second point, that's my second point. And then specify location of break line symbol, I want it to be there. And perfect, it will put it there for me. So I want the same break line symbol up here. Specify first, I'll say that is my first, second, that is my second. I want it in the middle, and it will put it there for me. Perfect. Now we need to put hatchings. We need to hatch. Go back to our home tab, then our hatch is under the draw, so click hatch, and you get this pattern here. So there is a drop down arrow, this one, and if you're hatching the wall, it is ANSI 32. So select ANSI 32 and come and press your cursor inside here, and Autocad will simply recognize that space and place your hatch over there. Even here, this is still a wall, so place your hatch there. Then we can't see the hatch, so what is wrong? We need to change the scale of the hatch. So I'm going to give it a scale of, let's say, 80. Enter. 80 is still small. Let me give it 320. Enter. Perfect. And we can now see our hatch. Perfect. So press close hatch creation, all press escape. And now we can see that our hatch is this hatch is kinda less visible than this. So just click the hatch and go back into its settings. Then over up here you have the hatch transparency. You can type in a value here that you want, or you can simply manipulate it just like that and reduce its hatch. Perfect. So close editor, and now you can see that our hatch is now not so vivid. So we need to place the concrete sign here, here and down here. Still hatch, go to this drop down arrow and look for AR conc. This is concrete, so grab that. We have concrete here. Come on, we have concrete there. We also have concrete here, and we also have concrete there, but we can't see our concrete. That is because the scale is too big, so I'm going to reduce this to, let's say, 70. Enter. Perfect. I can see something now. Let me further reduce it to 50. Enter. And I can still reduce it to 30. Enter. Perfect. That's our concrete over there. Now we need to also, so close, we need to put in the, you can reduce the transparency as I had showed you earlier. Then we need to include gravel. So hatch still, some people call it hardcore, so look for gravel, and gravel is gravel there. So this is our gravel in here. The scale is too small, so you can increase this. I'm putting this at 180. Enter. Perfect. Our gravel is showing. and then we need to include our earth. So earth, as you've seen, the hatch works with internal points, so I will need to draw a rectangle here so that I can use it as my earth hatch. Perfect. So I'll need it to stop here. Perfect. So hatch, get your earth. The hatch is called earth. Where is it? It's here, earth. And my application is becoming slower. There, that is earth. And there. Perfect. But it looks small, so I'm going to increase the scale to, let's say, 300. Enter, and that is it. But you can see from our question here, the hatch is at an angle, so I'm going to simply type an angle here of 45. Enter, and perfect. Our hatch will go at that very angle. Press escape. Then I'll need to remove the triangle because the rectangle, it has done its job. So select the rectangles and delete them. Now what I'm left with is to name. So use the leader tool, select that and name, and this is 200 millimeters wall. Press aside, but the scale for that is too small, we can't see. So what do? Come over here, leaders, modify, and we are going to increase the scale by 180. Okay, set as current, close. That is still small, go back, increase the scale by 350. That will do, this will do. So I can have that. Then you can also label other parts. This is my DPC, and this is my flow finish. This is the flow finish, and then this, sorry, if it's snapping at the wrong places, you can temporarily disable snap so that you can pick these internal points. So this is 100 millimeters oversight concrete plate. Then we have our hardcore. This is 150 millimeter hardcore. Then this is well compacted earth, oil maram. Then this is a 600 by 200 millimeter concrete strip. Then over to this other side, this is this is 400 by 200 splash apron. I love that name. Then and finally we can name our ground. So turn back on the snap, come over here, snap there, extend, and I'll say this is my ground level. Perfect. Then I need to include the dimension, and they are telling me that this and that I'll actually 1200, but the dimension is not visible, so annotation drop down dimensions and modify primary units. I'm going to set the precision to 0 so that I don't have decimal places. Then I'm going to use a scale of 300. Close. Perfect. That works fine, and there you have your strip foundation well detailed. Thank you for watching. This brings us to the end of this tutorial. See you in our next tutorial. You can comment, subscribe and like. Please tell us what you want us to work on next, what's giving you a time so that we can help you fix it. Perfect. See you in our next tutorial. Bye. I remain Ashra from Zone Studios.